Hi, it's Stuart Fraser, PGA Professional at Sneinton Golf, and today we've got a brand new bit of kit for you. We've got the brand new GT range of drivers to review from Titleist. Much anticipated product. I play a Titleist driver, have done for a long time now, so I'm really looking forward to this new updated model and to see what differences there are in the new product comparison to the old one. So we're going to keep this simple for all you golfers out there, because I could sit and talk about the new technology in this head for a long time. We've got a lot of new stuff in this driver that basically makes it perform better, makes it faster through the air. One of the most interesting things for me is the new material they use on the top, this new proprietary matrix polymer, which is difficult to say. But apart from that, it's one of the most revolutionary parts of this head now, because they've also split the crown in two. So with this split design, they can put the new polymer on top, this new material that they've designed. They can make this a lot lighter, which means they can redistribute the weight in the head and in the face to make it more forgiving, to make it much faster. And that's how they've created the new VFT speed ring face as well. The main thing about the polymer that they've designed for the crown, I say, is that it's much lighter, but they've also done something super clever. So this polymer on top looks and feels like a sort of plasticky carbon, so it's super lightweight. But at the same time, when you touch it and drop it on this tabletop, it sounds like a metal. So what they've been able to achieve is exactly the same acoustics as what the old TSR had, which sounds absolutely amazing. Not get any of that carbon, hollow, plasticky sound that you do get from a lot of the drivers nowadays. So this thing still sounds amazing, but at the same time, they've saved the weight. They've got all the benefits from the weight savings. And hopefully we're going to find out this thing's a lot faster and more forgiving than the old one. But in terms of, as I say, the main things that are going to benefit you, the golfer, I would say are aerodynamics. The head, comparing this TSR3 to GT3, are really different. They've moved the weight track from the back because they believe that no weight track at the back disturbs the air less, making it more aerodynamic, faster through the air. If we look at the overall shape of the head as well, it is slightly different. It's much smoother. Different type of aerofoil shape in comparison to the old one. And again, makes it much faster through the air. To look at the bottom, completely different modified graphics on the bottom. Not that that'll really matter when you're looking down on it, but one of the big changes from the top, it's slightly different shape, but they have changed the face design. So we've got alignment aids on the face there, so you can actually line the ball up in the centre of the lines, and none on the old TSR. Now this was basically put forward to Titleist because a lot of the guys on tour were actually drawing lines on their old driver to make it easier to line the ball up with the centre. And I do think that alignment aid on the face now will benefit everybody. It actually looks a lot cleaner. It's way easier to get your ball lined up with the centre of the club face. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into hitting this thing, see whether it performs better than my old TSR3. Have a go with it, hit some balls, put it through its paces. Really test this thing to the max so we can tell whether old is better than new. So now we've got GT3, same 9-degree head, my shaft, my grip. Completely new product virtually, totally different materials, and yet it looks, and I think sounds, really similar to the old one. Also, where this join is supposed to be along the top, from where the crown joins the face and the sole, it's completely seamless. So unlike a lot of other products out there where you can see the join between the crown and the face and the sole plate, you can't with the Titleist. It still looks really traditional, very classical, absolutely perfect. So let's have a go with this thing, see how it performs. Having hit one immediately after the other, I can tell this sounds a little more solid, a bit more whack, where mine sounds a little bit more metallic. But so I do prefer the sound of this GT3 in comparison to my old TSR. So an improvement in acoustics. It does look fractionally different at address, but I would say they've maintained the fantastic looks that the old one did do. And now we're going to have a look through some of the numbers that I'm going to create with these next few shots that I'm going to hit, and then tell you guys whether this thing is actually worth buying over your old TSR or your current driver. So here we've got the all-important data from my TSR3 to new GT3. I did really enjoy hitting it, by the way. Probably shown in the amount of shots I've ended up hitting with it. Love the feel of it. It felt a little bit more in control, but I can show you that in the data. Love the noise. The looks is classic Titleist, brilliant as per normal. But the most important thing is the data and whether the new tech in this head is actually doing something different from what the TSR used to do. We've waited 2 years for this, so I'm hoping that Titleist have created something different. They don't normally bring out a driver just because, like maybe one or two of the other brands on the market. So first of all, looking through one or two of the bits of data, all important, first of all, carry data. With my TSR3 today, I was carrying the ball on average over the shots I hit 258.5 yards, and with the new GT3, 264.9 yards. So I have gained yardage, which is good, really good. Now, I think most of that is down to the fact that the other number I was really interested in due to the new aerodynamics of this head is the club head speed. Now, most of those gains have been generated by the fact that with my club I was swinging at 102.9 and then with the new one 106.2. Now, I have also been down to Woburn to test this product already, something I haven't already shared with you. So I've already had a go with this driver. And at Woburn as well, I gained 3.5 miles an hour. So in the test I did at Woburn, I gained 3.5 miles an hour. Today, I have gained just under 4 miles an hour, around about the same sort of figure. And that has gained me yardage. I suppose if you keep the strike constant, then that extra mile an hour, providing the launch angle, spin, all of the rest of the stuff is correct, then you are actually going to gain yardage. And I feel as though that's the main thing really that's made my ball go further. The launch angles are very similar, it's still a 9-degree head. With the new one, if anything, it launched a tiny bit lower, but not a huge amount. The spin is still very, very similar. I had 21.10 for my driver and 21.42 with the new driver, so the amount of spin on the product isn't really making a big difference. So then I suppose the overall question is, am I going to swap favourite driver of all time for new GT products? And the overwhelming answer is due to head shape, sound, performance. Really everything that I've tested for today is TSR is definitely going out. New GT3 is very much being placed on order. I love every single aspect of it. Can't think of any weaknesses, which normally when I'm hitting a driver and testing it, I can normally pick something out that I don't quite like about it and that I would maybe improve. But for me, they've pretty much produced the perfect package. Sounds better than the old one, performs better than the old one, looks, I would say, equally as good, if not a tiny bit better than the old one, but it is very, very classically Titleist. Everything about it is just absolutely perfect. But that's enough for my review. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to find more videos of new product that's coming out in the near future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.